Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Now in today's video guys, I'm going to be bringing you a bit of a different video. I used to do this a few years ago. Today, I'm going to be bringing you guys a WWE review. Now, if you don't remember a few years ago, I used to do reviews on WWE shows such as Raw and SmackDown. Well, today, we are going to be bringing that back. I'm going to be reviewing Monday Night Raw for the week of January 6th, 2020. I almost said 2019. But pretty much, guys, we have a lot to go over here, so let's just get straight into it. So the first thing that we did have is going to be Brock Lesnar coming out with Paul Heyman returning to Monday Night Raw as the WWE Champion. And Paul Heyman ended up announcing that Lesnar is going to be competing at the Royal Rumble, but not just competing at the Rumble. He is going to be entering #1 in the Rumble, and he said at the end of the promo that it's not a prediction, it is a spoiler. So basically, Lesnar was smiling all the way through. Heyman did his shtick, and he said that basically it was going to be unprecedented what Brock Lesnar was going to do at the Royal Rumble. So what is my take on this? I think that I like the fact that WWE is trying to make Lesnar a big, powerful commodity, but wasn't he already that? I mean, that's just my opinion, and also, I think this kind of takes away from the opportunity of the other superstars, because to be fully honest, man, the WWE Champion in the Rumble, I think that's kind of a sellout in my opinion, and there's going to be a lot of talent that's going to get squashed by Lesnar, and they're going to make him look strong, because what else can they do? Lesnar has been built up as this big, strong, hulking beast. Why would they go and turn back on that? And that's something that's very interesting. Now I don't think he's gonna win the Rumble. I think either of the last three entrants are going to win the Rumble. They're gonna eliminate Lesnar and they're gonna make them look strong. And I've actually seen one of the tweets was that Lesnar, it's the last one remaining, and then number 30, Matt Riddle's song plays. I would love to see that. Also, another thing I would love to see is the Velveteen Dream. I would love to see him get over Brock Lesnar and basically get this big, strong push. I would love that because he is an absolute he's a hard-ass worker, and he deserves everything that comes to him. So, in my opinion, it was I mean, it takes an opportunity away from superstars. Lesnar is going to kill some guys' momentum, which sucks because, honestly, there's some guys that really deserve shots on Monday Night Raw, like Aleister Black should be in the title picture, Buddy Murphy should be in the title picture, Akira Tozawa should be in the title picture. No way, Jose. I feel so bad for that guy because he was actually fun down in NXT, and now WWE just ruined him. He's enhancement talent now, so it kind of sucks. But, we just have to deal with it. So, actually, speaking of Andrade, or I didn't mention Andrade, but the next thing we're going to go over is going to be the United States title match between Andrade and Rey Mysterio. Now, if you guys don't know, going to give you guys some backstory real quick. At a house show, I believe at MSG, Andrade did beat Rey Mysterio for the United States Championship. And essentially, he beat him for the U.S. title, and they had a rematch on Monday Night Raw. So, in this match, Andrade did not end up winning, and what happened is, basically, Andrade caught Rey Mysterio after he was trying to, I think, perform a Hurricane Rana. He caught him, and then he threw him over his head onto Zelina Vega, and basically that psyched Rey Mysterio all out. Mysterio was concerned about Zelina Vega a lot, and he even went out of the ring to check on her. And Andrade didn't really seem to care that much. And in the end, Andrade does hit the hammerlock DDT for the win, and he does end up retaining his United States title. I mean, the U.S. title's kind of dead. It kind of is. I mean, honestly, I would love if they brought back the Open Challenge, because that made it just so much better. When Cena was champion, he did the Open Challenge, and I thought that made the title a lot more meaningful, because NXT talent could challenge for it. That's how, I mean, keep in mind, that's how we got Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, two of the best technical wrestlers in the WWE right now. I mean, Sami Zayn doesn't look like it, but Kevin Owens is very good. He's a former world champion, so that is just something. I mean, yeah, I really wish that they would do that, and it would pave the way for NXT talent to come up and, kind of get their first showing to the casual viewers on what they're really about. So, anyway, though, moving off of that, at the end of the match, Andrade did end up ripping off Rey Mysterio's mask and they actually used a towel to cover his face so that it wasn't shown. And as kind of a consolation, Andrade did hand the mask to Zelina Vega. So what do I think about this? I think that this was pretty good because it was the U.S. title and it was a decent match. But then again, I think that Rey Mysterio should just retire at this point. I mean, you're running way too long with this. I mean, yeah, there were some good moments when you won the U.S. title from AJ Styles. That was pretty cool, with Randy Orton coming in and hitting the RKO, if I'm correct. But I think it's too much. I think he should retire, give the mask to Dominic, let Dominic kind of go in the WWE a little bit. I mean, he already is technically involved with the company, so why not give him a shot? See what he can do with the mask, and I would love to see Dominic wrestle and whatnot. I think Rey Mysterio's time has come. For Andrade, I mean, he's got the U.S. title. U.S. title, doesn't really mean much. But, it's a decent title to have. Andrade should be a world champion, though, in my opinion. I think the guy can cut really good promos. If they could just let him loose, he would be amazing. Because down in NXT, he was a good talent, man. Now, granted, he only won the title down in NXT because Drew McIntyre got injured in the match that they had at NXT TakeOver. I believe it was before the Royal Rumble in 2017. That's when McIntyre was down there. But regardless, I mean, Andrade is still a great talent, man. So, he could definitely put some guys over. And I mean, this match was okay. It wasn't great, and yeah. So the next match that we did have is going to be for the Raw Tag Team titles. It is going to be fought between the Viking Raiders, aka Eric and Ivar. Eric and Ivar, excuse me. The OC, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, and then the Street Profits, Montez Ford, and also you have, who is the other guy? Oh, dude, I forgot the other guy. But anyway, so this match was actually pretty fun. This was very, fast-paced, very high-flying and quick. I mean, all these three teams are athletic. I mean, they can really show off. You got the Viking Raiders. So, holy crap. I mean, you're talking about a 300-pound guy going off the ropes and springboarding onto some guys. I mean, that's just insane. To think about. You got these guys. I mean, it's insane. And then at the end of the match, what happened was Montez Ford, there was a whole sequence. Montez Ford ended up diving onto, Angelo Dawkins is the other guy. There we go. But he ended up diving onto Luke Gallows as well as inadvertently his tag team partner, Angelo Dawkins. That pretty much took the Street Profits out of the match. Carl Anderson got distracted, and then Eric ended up coming up from behind. He missed a right hand, and then Carl Anderson went for a springboard maneuver, but he was caught by Eric, and then Ivar was tagged in, and basically you had Carl Anderson getting powerbombed into the mat, and then you had him basically like a mattress, and Eric, and then Ivar, who is literally he's like a big kid, essentially. It's like a big kid diving onto a mattress. He went ahead, delivered a splash onto Carl Anderson, and then he ended up getting the pin for the 1-2-3, and the Viking Raiders do retain. So out of the both title matches, they do end up retaining. What do I think about this match? I think it was pretty good, honestly. I did like this match. It was pretty good to see the Viking Raiders take flight as well as the Street Profits. I just wish, though, that the WWE would let the Street Profits loose a little bit, because I think they can cut great promos and they have great potential. I just think that WWE is kind of chaining them down, and it sucks, man. You know what? You hate to see it. So, but yeah, I mean, this was a pretty good match. I really, really did like this. Alrighty, so the next thing that we had was a segment between Becky Lynch and then Asuka. So Becky Lynch was talking about how she held off her contract disputes in order to face Asuka, and Asuka ended up coming out after some jabbering from Becky and did a very, very long entrance and then mocked her in Japanese, which at that point Becky just delivered a stiff right or left, whatever the hell it was, and knocked out Asuka, knocked her down. And that was pretty much it, and that basically showed what Becky was going to do to Asuka at the Royal Rumble and how she was going to rise above and beat her, the woman that she's never beat, the one flaw out of her whole kind of legacy that she's made over the years. I mean, she's made an absolute incredible legacy with the WrestleMania main event win, with the, just everything that she did. It was very, very cool, and, she built up that legacy, and the only person standing in her way from completing it is going to be Asuka. So it's going to be interesting to see that match. Overall, decent segment, nothing really to write home about. The next thing that we have on here is going to be Rowan takes out a jobber again. So what happened was, basically, Rowan was walking to the ring, and Mojo Rawley got a slight peek of what is inside that cage that is covered with the cloth, and Mojo looked really horrified. He looked pretty, pretty mortified. And then he ended up facing a jobber, Eric Rowan, and he took him outside the ring and he told him to look inside the cage, and then the jobber was looking ready to fight, but Rowan squashed him in like 2 seconds. It wasn't even funny. And then Rowan got the win, and then he ended up taking the jobber outside of the ring, and he shoved his face into the cage, which at that point, then the guy was covered with red liquid on his face, which looked like blood. Then he ran up screaming, and Rowan was just smiling through the whole thing. Overall, it's actually going to be pretty interesting to see, though, what is in the cage as WWE is building up to it. And basically, the guy ended up running away. So that's actually, it's decent. It's not big to write home about. Next one here is going to be AJ Styles making quick work of Akira Tozawa. It's so sad to see Tozawa used as enhancement talent, man. It's so sad. I mean, he's got so much potential, yet WWE just chooses not to use it. So, anyway, you do have Akira Tozawa here. Basically, Styles hit the phenomenal forearm early. Went for the cover, but decided, you know what? No, I don't want to finish off Tozawa now. Let me get a little more offense in. And he actually took 2 pages out of Randy Orton's book. He delivered the DDT off the ropes, which is his signature move, essentially. The thing that Randy Orton made famous. He ended up driving Akira Tozawa headfirst into the mat. And then he actually ended up hitting his own version of the RKO to get the 1-2-3 eventually. And Styles was looking forward to his bout against Orton next week. Overall, this didn't really do much for me, honestly. It's just kind of enhancement for AJ Styles going into next week, so it's not really that big. Next thing here is going to be Bobby Lashley challenging Rusev. So Bobby Lashley and Lana ended up getting officially married by Bill Belichick. Oh, sorry, I meant the priest that looks like Bill Belichick. He ended up getting married. They ended up getting married, and then Rusev ended up interrupting and basically going through an album of the, quote, greatest moments of the ceremony, which at that point Lana started hurling out insults, but Bobby Lashley quickly shushed her and basically challenged Rusev to face him next week, which at that point Rusev ended up tearing off his Hawaiian shirt, and he said that the Bulgarian Brute was going to return next week and that he was going to take the man away from Bobby Lashley in the dignity. And then actually in a later backstage promo, Liv Morgan did go on to say that she hinted at being in Rusev's corner to kind of quote cancel out Lana, so that will be very interesting. And overall, I mean, I don't know, man. This whole storyline is I mean, I think that both wrestlers are way better than this. I mean, this is basically what happened with the Rusev, Lana, and then you got Ziggler and Summer Rae storyline. That was just, oh my god, that was god-awful, dude. That was such a bad storyline. And this, I mean, it's a little bit less PG than it was back then, but still, I just don't agree with it. I think both wrestlers are so much better than this, man. Both of them are world championship material, and yet for some reason WWE wants to put them in a love storyline. So that's great. I mean, you go ahead, you pick up Bobby Lashley April 2 years ago, and he's doing jack crap on WWE TV. It's so sad, man. It's so sad to see Bobby Lashley struggle. Next one here, not a really big thing. Charlotte Flair and Sarah Logan go to fisticuffs. It's not really that big of a deal. Sarah Logan attacks Charlotte before their match. Charlotte easily put her away. That's it. And then you had Aleister Black getting attacked by Buddy Murphy after he took on Shelton Benjamin. So Aleister Black beat Shelton Benjamin, I think, and then Buddy Murphy jumped him from behind, and that was pretty much it. Now we move on to the main event, though. So the main event, it was building up the night. Basically, the big question was tonight, who is the mystery partner for Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe when they take on Seth Rollins in the AOP? And basically, in a backstage interview, they did hint at Aleister Black because there was basically a door that looked like a locker room. And Kevin Owens looked in, and he looked very, very happy and looked very confident in his tag team partner. And we all thought it was Aleister Black, but who came out we did not expect? It was the Big Show. That's right. Paul White, the Big Show, the grizzled veteran, ended up returning to WWE. I believe the last time he was in WWE was when he got slammed through a cage by Braun Strowman. So he ended up coming back to WWE, and the three ended up winning via disqualification after Rollins ended up piercing Big Show's back with a chair after he was getting ready to double chokeslam the AOP. And then the Big Show, Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe got the last laugh after Big Show gave a KO punch to Seth Rollins, and they stood tall at the end of the night. And overall, I think this was actually decent because I actually like the Big Show to return. However, just make this a one-time thing. Don't make it more than that. Just make it a one-time thing. It was cool to see him again, but just make it a one-time thing, please. And then I also like Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe, and I love Seth Rollins here. I mean, I can't get over it. I loved how he turned heel. I love it, man. It's amazing. I love them turning heel. And it's really good, too, because Samoa Joe is back on TV. And I love Samoa Joe. And I love Kevin Owens. So it's great to see them getting screen time, as well as Seth Rollins banding with the AOP, making the AOP meaningful again, and Seth Rollins turning heel. I just love it all. So overall, this show, there was a lot of weak points, such as Charlotte and Sarah Logan. Also, the Becky Lynch-Asuka, the Becky Lynch-Asuka segment was kind of weak, but there were some interesting moments, though. The U.S. title was interesting. The tag team match was really fun to watch. Also, Lesnar declaring for the Rumble was decent. Then you had the main event, the return of the Big Show. I thought was decent for a one-time thing. Just don't make the Big Show like a part-time or, dear God, hope not a full-time guy, because he's just not there anymore. What has he been in the WWE now for, like... Let's see. So I think he debuted in 98. So what is this? Like 22 years? Like, jeez, dude. It's just insane. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash a like. Smash 5 likes. This is not going to be edited, by the way. I'm just letting you guys know right now. Just giving you a quick briefer that this is not going to be edited. I'm going to post this now. Next week, I will be making a overlay, and that will be debuting for the Friday Night SmackDown review, which I'm going to try to drop on Saturdays. So that will be debuting then. But guys, hope you enjoyed. Take care, but most importantly, stay classy.